What's up, Celtics Nation? James Anderson here. Today we're having a straight-up conversation about the future of the Celtics. The trade window is open, and the front office has some tough decisions on the table. Anfernee Simons' name is gaining traction in the rumor mill, and we need to break down whether moving him is the best path tactically and financially. Plus, I want to highlight a key detail that's flying under the radar: Jordan Walsh's technical evolution on defense. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's calmly analyze what these moves really mean for our season. Let's start by looking at the market landscape. With December 15th on the calendar, NBA trading is officially open, and for the Boston Celtics, the spotlight is on the Anfernee Simons situation. At 26, Simons is a talented player, but a cold, hard look shows his fit in our current system is questionable. He's playing less than 24 minutes a game, and his averages have dipped to 13 points and just over 2 assists. Numbers that simply don't justify the expected impact. The core issue here is roster balance. Even dealing with Tatum's absence, the Celtics are staying competitive, holding third in the East under Jaylen Brown's leadership. However, having a player with a $27.6 million price tag coming off the bench, with defensive struggles evidenced by a negative plus-minus, creates an inefficiency the front office needs to resolve. The question isn't whether Simons is a good player, but whether he is the right player for Boston right now. His contract is expiring, which makes him our most valuable trade asset. Logic points to the Celtics using that salary to chase a starting caliber center to pair with Neemias Queta. Far from acting on impulse, this would be a calculated course correction. If the goal is to maximize our chances of reaching the finals in a wide-open Eastern Conference, we need to convert that offensive surplus into rim protection and rebounding, areas where we clearly have gaps. Then there's the financial aspect. If Simons isn't moved by the deadline, he becomes a free agent this summer. It's highly likely another team will offer a contract the Celtics have no interest in matching. Losing an asset of that magnitude for nothing would be poor asset management. Brad Stevens knows he has to pick a lane. Either keep the team as is and risk losing the player for free, or make an aggressive move now to balance the roster. The situation demands pragmatism. Tatum's eventual return is the most important factor, and the roster needs to be built to complement his game, not to have redundancy on the bench. Trading Simons feels like the necessary step to transform a good squad into a championship squad, focusing on the team's actual needs rather than hoarding scorers. As the front office canvasses the market, it's becoming clear that Simons' time in Boston might be coming to an end, not for a lack of talent, but simply down to business and tactical fit. While the market discusses big names, it's crucial to recognize the internal development happening right here in Boston. Jordan Walsh has been an intriguing piece, and I'm not just talking about scoring. I'm talking about a specific technical fundamental that is vital in the modern NBA: screen navigation. A recent article analyzed how this skill of Walsh's is hiding in plain sight, serving as a real tactical advantage for our defense. Joe Mazzulla was spot on when praising the kid recently, calling him unscreenable and highlighting how he sets the defensive tone. We saw this in practice during the game against the Milwaukee Bucks on December 11th. Despite the final score, Walsh's defensive performance was technically impeccable. There was one possession that perfectly illustrates this evolution. Miles Turner tried to set a screen at the top of the key, but Walsh didn't give an inch. He stayed glued to Kevin Porter Jr., denying the drive. Turner tried again, looking for physical contact to force the switch, but Walsh, instead of getting hung up on the screen, fought for position and made the switch with aggression at the exact right moment, forcing a turnover. That type of play shows maturity. The ability to navigate screens without losing contact with the attacker is a difficult art to master, especially for young players. This allows the Celtics to maintain their defensive structure without meeting desperate coverages that open up gaps elsewhere. This defensive consistency gives Mazzulla a safe option in the rotation. Walsh brings a relentless energy that's contagious and justifies his minutes on the floor. He's proving to be more than just a future project. He's a useful reality right now. His ability to navigate screens is one of the most underrated aspects of today's game, where the pick and roll is the base set for almost every offense. His impact is quiet but effective. The tenacity with which he fights for every possession exemplifies the defensive culture the Celtics are trying to maintain. In a season where perimeter defense was questioned after some departures, seeing Walsh fill that role with such technical competence is an excellent sign. He might not be the star selling jerseys yet, but he is the type of disciplined player every coach needs to guarantee defensive solidity through a tough regular season. To wrap this up, we are living in two distinct moments. On one hand, management needs to be cold with Anfernee Simons, looking to transform an expiring, ill-fitting contract into a big man who reinforces our paint. On the other, we have the welcome technical evolution of Jordan Walsh, bringing defensive security without extra cost to the payroll. Now, I want to hear from you. Is it worth sacrificing Simons' offensive talent right now for a center? Or should we bet on the development of the youth and keep the team as is? Drop your opinions in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace, and see you next time.